Miss Vanessa Thompson yesterday was talking about a case, Philando Castile. And this spoken word piece is a true story. I'm going to start it. It's a story and at the same time. So I was on a train traveling to Frankfurt, to Munich for a slam. And I was reading a newspaper article about the case of Philando Castile. I mean, you guys heard the story. Yesterday, he was a young man in a car with his wife or girlfriend and his 4-year-old daughter in the back seat. The police officer came to the car, and it seemed like a normal routine stop, but 37 seconds later, he was dead. The narrative in this case, in all cases in the U.S., is if the black person would have done this, it would have been more respectful, it would have been quiet, it would have been more docile, that we should survive these interactions. But Philando Castile was all of those. He constantly said, sir. He was very polite. He even let the officer know that he had a weapon in his car, and he doesn't have to do that. You don't have to do that by law. You don't have to let him know. He told him that he have a license to carry a firearm, and then from there, the interaction went from civil to death, 37 seconds later. So I was reading this article on the train, and I was reading about the court case, and unbelievable, or believably so, the jury found the officer not guilty. I'm not afraid to admit that in my spirit, that something, it broke me. And I began to cry. And at this time, a young German woman came on the train with me, and she sat across from beside me. And I began to write these 3 words in my journal, just 3 words. I just wrote that Black Lives Matter. I didn't say Black Lives Matter more than you, or they're the most important lives. I just said that Black Lives Matter. So this German woman, she saw what I was writing. She leaned over, and with these eyes so bright that has never seen the dark side of society, she leaned over and said to me, you know, all lives matter. If you take that statement by itself, all lives matter. That's true. All lives does matter. But if I say Black Lives Matter and your retort is all lives matter, that's dismissive. So being a teacher and a poet, I wrote her this letter and I gave it to her, and this is what I wrote. I said, hi, my name is Renard. I'm 6 feet tall. Wait, I'm 5 feet 11 inches tall. Okay, let's be honest. I'm about 5 feet 10 inches tall. And I want to tell you right now that my favorite food in the whole wide world is Jaeger Schnitzel and apple strudel. And I swear my belt line plays tug of war with my waistline every time I walk by and smell the fresh doner kebab. My friends will tell you the things they like about me. They say they love my eyes. They say they love how I can watch a conversation and how I can watch words flow from their mouths like a 4-hour conversation that's floating in the eye like an army of paratroopers, and I'm not afraid to pull the ripcord. I just love the feeling of butterflies in my stomach. I have to tell you that I'm a sucker for girls with big, pretty eyes, nice, wide smiles, and a nice pair of earrings. I'm often asked if I'm a drug dealer, or if I'm a rapper, or if I'm a gangbanger, or if I'm a ball player. And it's like when they see me, the only thing they see is that I'm destined to sell or entertain shit. It's like they forgot that my skin is the birthplace of mathematics. It's like they forgot that my skin is the fertile crescent of human existence. Do you want to know what the very first words I heard from a German stranger in 2001 when I got here? The very first words I heard from a German stranger was, yo, du bist ein Nigger. My very first words was, you are a nigger. And I swear it felt like it was 1944. And my lungs were full of gas, and I was trapped in this oven, and they were about to set it on fire. Or it was like 2016 right here in Germany, and I'm trapped in a house full of refugees while there's a mob outside cheering because the house is on fire, and everyone around me acts like racism hasn't happened until the election of Donald Trump. It's like they forgot about the NPD. It's like they forgot about the AFD. It's like they forgot about neo-Nazis. So I want to tell you, do you understand how hard it is to live in a country like that? Can you understand how hard it is to live in this country where they say they love my hair, and they love my style of clothes, and they love my music, and they love everything about us, but they don't love us? Can you understand how hard it is to live in a country like that, where they constantly tell you it doesn't happen like that over here? Like, I can't go to the Bahnhof right now and see 7 or 8 brown-skinned brothers on the wall just because they look like they could be Middle Eastern, or they look like they can be African. Do you understand how hard it is to live in a country like that, where you can say you have Black Music Night, and then I go to that club where it's Black Music Night and I can't get in? Do you understand how hard it is to live in a country like that? See, I'm a teacher, so I want to write you this letter from a place of understanding. In my classroom, we have this thing called a teachable moment. So right here, right now, between you and I, this is a teachable moment. Imagine, let's not imagine, my mom actually has breast cancer. And I'm in the hospital with my mom right now. And I'm telling her, Mom, breast cancer sucks. I hate that you're going through this. And then you run in the hospital and say, hey, wait a minute. All cancers suck. That's what it felt like when you said all lives matter. Or imagine my favorite food is Jaeger Schnitzel. And my dad gave me a Jaeger Schnitzel, and my friend right here got a Jaeger Schnitzel, and you got an apple strudel, and you got a Jaeger Schnitzel. And then when it's my time, I'm like, Dad, where's my Jaeger Schnitzel? And your dad looks at you and like, relax. Everyone's hungry. But he doesn't give you the Jaeger Schnitzel. That's what it feels like when I say Black Lives Matter and your retort is all lives matter. Now, it's absolutely true. All lives matter. But the fact that I have to say Black Lives Matter, that's a problem. I shouldn't have to say Black Lives Matter. It should mean when we say all lives matter, that means your life matters, my life matters, his life matters, her life matters. But there's a disconnect. I have to say that Black lives matter too. Maybe I should put a 2 on the end of that. So I gave her the letter, and we talked, and then we cried, and then we talked some more. And when she got off the train, she turned to me and said, "You're right. Black lives matter." And as a teacher, that's all you can hope for. that teachable moment, that moment of breakthrough. Thank you.